Kings and Queens, Your Majesties, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for always returning. Trust you and yours are well, and you're loving yourself and others like always. Many thanks to all of you for the support you give to the channel. Thank you so much to our channel members, to our anonymous supporters, to all of you, my esteemed subscribers. You are loved, celebrated, and appreciated. So, I want us to take a look at this. Now, right before our eyes, I don't know how many years from now, okay? I don't know how many years from now because it's as if it's going to come faster than I thought. That one day we'll sit down in our homeland, in our origin, and some group will come and evacuate us and take over. That is exactly what will happen. It's a painful reality, oh. If you like say it's not true, but how can that happen? It is happening. It is happening. It has been circulating now, you hear Rwanda have accepted a lot of them. Okay? Without looking at South Africa wahala or Namibia wahala, Rwanda accept. And now it's not by saying anybody's accepting it. Now another angle is being taken away by another type of people. That we will sell our lands to these people without shaking. They give you reason why you need to sell to them. You sell to them. Will Africa, how many land have Africa possessed outside the shores of the motherland? How many lands have Africa, have Africa as a body gone out and say, okay, we are going to Europe today. There are some parts in whichever angle we are going to go and buy for a reason. Or we are going to Saudi Arabia today, there's one angle we want to go and buy. Has it been heard that Africa went out of the motherland to go and possess a land, to go and buy a land? Then if it has not happened like that, or we have not heard that, why then is it that we are selling our land to other people from other continents? Why? Do you know that land is more than what we see physically? Land have a lot of spiritual meaning and connections to our being as a melanated people. Okay? Land is the first thing when it comes to even spirituality. Because that is our grounding. Then you come and sell your land to people because of in the name of carbon credit. So, some number of percentage of the land in the motherland have been sold out to the Arab nation. It's painful, but it's a reality. Let's listen to this before I say my own.
I don't know how we can reverse this mess, but let me tell you something. Land grabbing is well alive in 2024. Guess who just bought 20% of Zimbabwe's land, 10% of Liberia, 10% of Zambia, and 8% of Tanzania? And by the way, collectively, that's like the size of the UK, or at least half of France. Meet Sheikh Ahmed Dalmouk Al Maktoum, who is a young member of the Dubai royal family, who probably doesn't know the language being spoken in those countries, runs an organization called Blue Carbon that's out here snatching lands in Africa for however long they need it in order for UAE to fulfill its Paris Agreement. I know you're probably thinking, what do UAE fulfilling its Paris Agreement have to do with us? I'll tell you how you got dragged into it. Now, according to the Paris Agreement in 2015, countries are responsible to bring down their carbon emission because it's causing an overall rise in global temperature, which is very fascinating because according to this 2022 chart, you can kind of see Africa producing the least amount of carbon emission, which kind of makes sense since Africa is like a poor continent. We're not producing anything. And you can see Asia, where UAE lies, is on the rise. So why did we roll up to the Paris Agreement? Because we're not doing the most? Now let's go back to why Africa's involved. Now, first of all, let me get this clear. UAE is going to do nothing to change its production model to lower emission, all right? Because clearly that's going to affect their profit margin. And look at UAE right now, how beautiful it is, and their economy is booming. You guys go there for vacation. Yeah, they're not going to tamper with that. So that's when we have carbon offsetting, what they call carbon trading, which basically states that countries that have high carbon emission, by the way, guys, this whole climate change talk, but this is the kind of games they want to play. Anyways, countries that have high carbon emission could go ahead and fund projects or protected forest because, it absorbed greenhouse gases, and somehow that's going to count as carbon credit contribution for their Paris Agreement. Even though they didn't change anything, they're still emitting the same amount, or if not more. So how does that work? Now we're probably going to hear from some fellow Africans telling us that's a business deal right there. Tell me, when on God's green earth have you ever seen a rich African buying lands 10% in Arabia? Do you think they're going to allow that? No. And I'm telling you this one, UAE probably can deal with this carbon emissions by itself, but no. Because deep down inside, you're going to have things like this be done in the dark, right? UAE has set its sight on Africa's critical minerals. So do you think it was always about climate change? Yes, and I'm fully aware that the other picture is another royal family. At the end of the day, guys, they all work with each other, so calm down. Now, this article I thought was very fascinating, and it tells you about previously deals that have fell through, like they always do, because you can clearly see how our continent looked like. It states that the money does not usually go directly to the community, which is involved in the preservation of the forest. Usually the government just takes the money and they do what they think the community needs. And I'm gonna leave you guys with this important point over here. This has been the case for multiple other deals, which the government makes behind closed doors, and it's never actually put up for deliberation or any forms of democracy process, like the case of many other countries.
Our leaders, our leaders, Africa. These are leaders that we are leaving to sit on these positions as leaders. They are the ones destroying us, eh? Like she said, Saudi Arabia have the ability to deal with their problems. They have the technology, they have the capability, they have the manpower. Okay? If you don't know, they make rain themselves. They make rain fall. They have that technology to make rain fall. Last time they did the same thing. There are times that they will say, okay, tomorrow rain is going to fall, don't come out. There is something they do that triggers the clouds and the rain falls. They make rain. You think they can't solve this problem? They can. Okay? The aspect of the rain. After making the rain last time, the other time you heard that they're flooded. They made the rain and nature say, okay, you have been acting as if you are the source. Okay, let me show you. And you saw what happened to them. So these are people that are advanced, but their interest is in a poor region. Okay? Zimbabwe, Liberia, Zambia, and Tanzania. Why are you selling your lands to the Arab government? Why are you selling your lands to the Arab world? And when tomorrow problem starts, everybody will be running and be looking for help. And instead of providing help, they'll still give you another problem, because the devil does not give you something free. You have to give something, and so that you can, if you want to take something, you give something. Your Majesties, we are selling our inheritance. We are selling our properties. We are selling our livelihood. We are selling everything that we have. Why can't this land be utilized in a way that it can generate income in a genuine way for the various countries? Why must it be sold? What is wrong with our leaders? And then you see them in this meeting smiling all through, shaking hands, holding papers, and sometimes you ask yourself, do they go through these things? Or they when they had the money, they started vibrating, their head started spinning, and they signed these things. We are just being wicked to ourselves. That's the truth. Because a leader that will not think about the future of their own people, something is wrong with that leader. It's wickedness. Oh, you have done it. You and your family are free. You don't care about the other people anymore. Whether the next generation dies or they are frustrated, you don't care. Yours is you can survive now, and your family can survive. You don't think about other people. It's wickedness. And this time around, we are doing it to ourselves, because I believe these countries had the right to say no to the Arab world. It's their right, it's their land. They could say no, we are not giving you this space. And you think the only path they are taking is the only path they will take. The moment they come in and have ground, they will start extending. And one day you have one day they will come and tell you that they are strong, they are fighting for identity. Okay, they'll tell you they want to retain their identity, the way the Europeans are retaining identity in South Africa there, frustrating the owners of the land. You begin to hear Arabs too, they are retaining their identity, and they'll begin to tell you in those times we are the ones that were controlling the world. Because we don't think our leaders are puppets. Our leaders, they've sold their soul to money. So they only think about money. They don't think about the people. What do you think? Leave your thoughts and opinion there at the section, and I'll see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself and love others. Stay safe, stay positive, always your majesties. Bye for now.